So earlier on, I mentioned that there's what we refer to as the software development life cycle. The software development life cycle is a very broad concept, and it has various stages. So what really goes on in a software development life cycle? So we have the first stage, which is referred to as a requirement elicitation. So like I mentioned earlier on, it's just in other places, they refer to it as a requirement gathering or system analysis, system requirement and analysis. So at this stage, this is where whether a user wants a software, so maybe a company needs a software to meet a particular problem, they would sit down to plan it, and then they will decide what and what they think they need because of their challenge. Now, once they come up with that requirements and all that, they have to pass it to what we refer to as the design stage, where this stage is going to be either a low fidelity or high fidelity. So basically, some people will do some system. So there will be a lot of design, the system design, graphic design, UI, UX design, all those things go into the system. So the looks of the software and how people are going to engage with the software, which is the user experience, and also how the various components are related. So they come up with things like maybe the front end, the back end, and how every other thing works together. So this is just a design stage. It's not really a stage where they build in the software. It's just a way for them to visualize what they want to build and also come up with a thought process. So sometimes they have what we call the flow diagrams. Now, once the design stage is done, the next thing is the coding part or the implementation part. So with the implementation part, we're looking at the actual coding. So at this stage, the programmers within the team will have a look at the designs and everything, and they will start putting that into code. So that's the job of the implementation stage. But every software is as good as its use case. So most likely, once you build a software, the first thing that you will do before you deploy it is to test it. And as I mentioned, the testing is done by the developers, or sometimes if they have a separate team for testing, then the testers will also be doing the testing. Now, the testing can be done in two ways. It can be manually done or it can be automated. So I think these days, because of the nature of the way the softwares are built, so you realize that most softwares are the testing is automated just to make sure that we quickly run the tests for deployment to take place.